Good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year. Happy 2024. If you're with me here in Discord or in the YouTube chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We got PDJ, we got Vinter, Melanie, Monk, Kyle, Double G, Riri, Luna, Grateful Trader, Gunky, Trader Page, Ilita, Kim O, Savage, K Stala, Luna. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Discount. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Apex, Wozni. Good morning, Retberg. Good morning. We also have Trader Joe, Paul, Vibe Trade Channel, Driz, Fister5, Jonathan Landon. Good morning, good morning. We got Mitch, TNC Mobile Detailing, Jiva, Sammy, Tracy Neal, Martin DJV, Bad Redline, FOMO, Optionated Gaming, Aimer, Zero Cool, Adrian, Eric, T Hacker, Tony D, Carl, Jim. Oh my goodness, look at everybody here. Scott, Bob, Whenever Trading, Sean, John, Coffee, Tom, Alfred, OEB, Wiggly Wombat. Good morning, good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope everybody's having an amazing morning so far. Good morning, Savage, Trade the Wave, Matthew, Angus. Good morning, everybody. Oh, so as you can see, I've already taken a trade today. And this is in my Express Funded account. So that is real money there. You can actually see the trade. Boy, I didn't even know we'd have this all up already. But I was writing the morning memo, and I got an alert on my phone for this breakdown that we're looking at here at 41. We had a breakdown here right around here at 41, but it was already in motion. And I didn't want to jump in, so I continued writing the memo, and I waited for that first set of consolidation. It kind of bounced here, and I was looking at this trade. This is a 30-second chart, so this is very granular. But I was looking at, how it was kind of being received in this area here. And again, it flushed, and I missed that entry for that flush right there. So I was waiting for the next area of consolidation. And it came up to an interesting level because it flushed through a level that we had going over to TradingView here. These are the levels that I was tracking this morning for this flush. Big breakdown here was 41. So 16,941. That was the level that I was tracking. Very important level there. Because you could see that's kind of where we bounced in the late session for the final trading day of 2023. So 41, big area, and that's where I was really focused on seeing that. This is the 15-minute bars here. And we broke down that 41, so that's where I was watching. Now, when we broke through that 87, going back to Ninja Trader over here, when we had broken through that 87, which was slightly higher up here, that's when I was really interested because I wanted to see if we were going to bounce up and retest 87. When we flushed below and we had this very weak bounce here, right there is where I'm talking about. We had that very weak bounce. That's where I shorted it. I took 5 lots short, took the flush right down, covered it dang near the bottom right there, and stopped out on the remaining 1 lot runner there. And that was able to make me a profit of $1,900. So about $2,000 to start my new year here. And of course, we're all about transparency in the channel here. So I'll show you exactly where that account is. And you can see that is actually in an Express Funded account right there. So $1,900 on one account. I have 2 Express Funded accounts. I also have a Live Funded account. But when I launched Ninja Trader, I had my Express Funded accounts open. You can switch over to the Live account, but you have to connect to a different connection. So there you go. That was our very first trade to start our new year there. $1,900 in the Express Funded account. So very, very happy about that trade. Very happy with the way that I played that setup. And I just think, honestly, just a picture perfect cover there at the lows. So it was really, really nice. We do have some more downside here. We are kind of coming towards our new level here down here at 24 3/4. And there is a chance that we can continue to fade. Below that, we have a big gap here, 24 3/4 all the way down to 760. Now, when we have a big gap like that, right? When we have a huge gap like that, it's pretty difficult after we've had tremendous selling like that to not have a pullback before we face that area of liquidity. Because when we have a big gap like that, if you've been in the Clubhouse for a while now, you know that we call those air gaps. When you have large air gaps, you have to have a lot of selling pressure that's going to push you through that level. Now, given we do have a lot of selling pressure right now, but we've had a lot of selling already this morning, a lot of selling. So there's a good chance that we'll see some short covering there. Some folks will cover their shorts. They've already done it here in this area. Obviously, you can see that on the chart. And they've covered it down here as well. So we want to see now if we can have a retest up towards that 53.5 level. And if we have that retest there and it comes back down, I'm going to be looking to see how weak or strong that 24 3/4 is. So today is really going to be about market structure, right? Really going to be about market structure because we don't have a lot of news that's coming out today. We really don't, right? The news that's coming out today is going to be the final manufacturing PMI for December 2023. That's going to be out 15 minutes after the open. And then 15 minutes after that at 10 a.m., we're going to have the November construction spending. That one's super duper lag there. We're talking about November 2023. It's 2 months in the rears, essentially. And so we have that. But then also in the afternoon today, we do have a Treasury bill auction. That's going to be a 3 and 6 month bill auction. But that's it. A lot of traders are really going to be focused on what's going to be moving the needle for the Fed right now. And that's going to be Friday's data. We have some very important employment data that's coming out on Friday. If you've been paying attention to the stream here and tuning in, we talked about this last week. Last week, we were talking about how important it is for the Fed. They kind of shifted their focus. They said, we're going to be paying a lot of attention to the employment numbers. That's where their focus is going to be. So as traders, when we're event-driven macro traders like this, when we're looking for these signals to either go long or short in the market, this is the stuff that we want to be paying attention to. And so when the Fed blows that dog whistle for us and tells us, hey, guess what? This is what you should be paying attention to. We need to listen as traders. And it doesn't matter if the data is right or wrong, or if you agree with the data, move with the markets. And if we get a favorable print on that data, we might see a bounce in the markets. And if we get a disadvantaged print in that for the markets, for the Fed's overarching plan for this year of 2024, well, then we'll definitely see the market start to fall on that. So most traders will be back at their desks at least for one day this week. It is a short week. It is Tuesday today. So a lot of traders will be back at their desks on Friday. I can't say the same for tomorrow. Wednesday might be another light day, as we do have a pretty light data release schedule for tomorrow on Wednesday. We do have the Redbook retail sales that are coming out. We have the JOLTS job openings, which kind of plays into the hand of the Fed. But I think more traders are going to be coming in on Thursday for the non-farm payrolls. Or it's the non-farm employment change, and then we have the jobless claims on Thursday, and then on Friday we have all of that employment that's coming out. It's the biggest dump of employment numbers that we've seen in a very long time, and the Fed's going to really be focused on that. And also we do have the FOMC at the last day. I believe it's on the 31st, if I'm not mistaken. It's on the 31st of January of this month. So we will have the FOMC rate decision on that. Right now it's pricing in a pause, 85% of a pause, 15% chance of a cut. So we'll have to see if that's going to be actually the first cut of the year already. Right now, money markets are pricing in that it's just going to be a pause. So we'll have to see, right? We will have to see. The unfortunate news for me is that I'm starting to feel a little bit under the weather here. So I'm just hoping that I can beat this. My wife ended up getting a cold, so she might have ended up giving that to me. I was good all weekend, and then this morning I woke up and I had that little tickle that you get when you start getting sick. So I'm going to try my best to provide as much energy and entertainment for you folks, and as much analysis on the markets and the macro environment and everything. I'm going to try my best. So we'll have to see, if we can make it this whole week without falling to this terrible cold that hopefully that I don't end up having really affect me. So if we're looking now, though, kind of what could have spurred the sell-off in the markets right now, it's really, for me, when I'm looking at it, it's very much structural based. I'm not looking at very much an event-driven thing that would have caused the markets to rock like that. We do have a couple different notes that I want to focus on right now, specifically one that was out back in December, a couple weeks ago, by Yardeni Research. And they were the only ones out of a lot of different analysts. I mean, one of the few, obviously there's more analysts than one, but one of the few that actually predicted the 2023 rally. And they have continued optimism right now for 2024. In fact, if we go and look at rear-facing data, if you're looking at the S&P specifically, anytime the S&P has had a year of 20% gains or more, the following year is around a 10% gain in the S&P. Now, that can come in the later half of the year after some dipping. It can come early on and then kind of hold there and waffle about for the rest of the year. But as traders, we just want to keep these kind of data points at the back of our mind to kind of understand, this can suggest a contextual picture for other traders out there that are also trading the macro environment here. So if we're looking at from that report out from Yardeni Research, the key bullish factors that they were highlighting, they were talking about how we have normalized interest rates now. Obviously, interest rates are going to be coming down, so they're much more normalized. People are going to be getting mortgages again, people taking out loans, more money in the economy. We're going to have strong consumer purchasing power because of that. Not only because of that, but because consumers are insanely liquid right now, as the data points would suggest. We have very liquid and wealthy households right now. We have a strong labor demand that has been picking up, and I think that's going to be highlighted on Friday's data release, and that's why it's so important. If we have any of these things negating on Friday, obviously the markets are going to react on that. But they're so popped up right now that we do have a lot of room either way, up or down, a lot of downside room right now. So it will be interesting to see on Friday how that unfolds. We also have a capital spending boost from onshoring right now that is kind of in the last quarter has really kind of perked up a bit. We have the housing market potentially making a recovery in 2024, meaning that we should have prices coming back down to equilibrium, which should spur a lot of buyers and interested buyers in the housing market. We do have record high corporate cash flow right now. So that, again, a very big bullish indicator, especially when we're coming into a year where AI is probably going to take even more of a forefront. We're going to see big developments in the AI sector, and that's going to affect the Magnificent Seven, because think about all the AI names all these companies inherently have AI kind of baked into them. We're talking about Amazon, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, obviously the hardware provider for all these AI technologies. You have Meta, who's working on AI. You have Tesla, obviously one of the biggest underscored AI companies out there. Tesla spends a lot on AI and AI development, and a lot of people kind of sleep on that. They look at them as an auto company, and that's it. They're actually a big AI company as well. And then Apple, of course, working on AI as well. So a lot of interesting things there. Having high corporate cash flows will support their growth and being able to spur innovation in those sectors. We do also have transitory inflation, which is going down. Productivity boost is coming from that AI high-tech revolution that I just talked about. And we do have misleading indicators right now, which are suggesting that, I think that the market could be held back a little bit, at least based on Yardeni's research here, could be held back a little bit. So we do have room for more upside in 2024. And then as well, we have, global challenges right now that are kind of being contained. The Ukraine war and the Russian war is kind of, it's getting less and less of an impact on the global economic figures right now. And we are seeing a potential broadening of the bull market to continue this year. So that is kind of the bull case that came out from Yardeni Research that I was going over. They released that paper on December 22nd. You can find it. It's just Yardeni Research. But very interesting points to consider from that side of things that, a lot of people think that, well, the market can't keep going up. Well, I mean, go back 10 years and look at how low the market was then. And I'm sure that you had people 10 years ago saying the market was up too much. It couldn't go up any higher. The market's always going to be seeming that it's up too much, but you can't stop the train of innovation, and you can't stop the bullishness of the markets if we have the economy that's going to support it. And we have so much money in the economy right now that if we don't have anything damping that down, we continue to have good news in these macro sort of indicators, then I can see that the market can have plenty more upside, especially during an election year where a lot of these numbers are exaggerated to the upside. So we'll have to see. If you're enjoying the stream so far, by the way, go ahead and smash that lucky like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the stream. We will be back in full force next week. It's our first full week of 2024, so I'm very excited about that. And I'm very excited to share that with you folks as well. I'm also scheduled to be on Top Step TV this week on Thursday and on Friday. Hopefully I can make it as far as my health. Hopefully I'm not too sick. We'll have to see as the stream kind of progresses here over the next couple days. But hopefully we'll have to see whether or not that we'll be able to make it all the way to Thursday without. The last thing I want to do is be broadcasting when I'm sick and not be able to speak effectively. As you folks know in here, I love to talk. I love to talk, and talking ends up draining a lot of your energy, and it can make you more sick. So if I'm feeling under the weather, I'm probably going to be limited in my streaming capacities, and I still will be likely trading with you folks, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see over the next couple days here. So, that's what we'll be doing here. So, again, today's trade going to be pretty light. I'm very happy that we did take the trade that we did this morning. Kind of takes the pressure off of having to find a good trade later in the day. Now, given that we might have some fantastic setups later in the day, but obviously, I can feel my energy levels kind of receding a little bit, given that my health is a little bit on the decline right now. So yeah, Thursday should be a recurring segment on Top Step, as well as Friday. And everybody here in the Discord will be still getting live access, so you folks will not have any of that delay that's on Top Step TV. So we'll still be doing everything live here in the Discord. There's not going to be any sort of delay on that, and all of the trading will still be in the same fashion where you'll have the full screen share and everything. So yeah, very happy with our start to our day. Anybody else there have any trades on here this morning so far? Any trades at all? It's interesting to see that if we do actually break down this level that we're kind of testing at right now, it's also interesting because, SPY is at a precarious level right now. If we go back a little bit, we kind of are at this very low point right here. And if that was to break down, we do have room down below 470 there. And that's something that could easily happen today. This drop is about 40% of this drop that happened here. So this could be just getting started today. Short ES 88, good luck there, Rusty Golfer. Lael is waiting for the opening bell. Flying XBT is long there. Very, very nice. Reed, good morning. Good morning. Hit my daily loss limit already. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Albie. So sorry to hear that. Still short MNQ. Very nice there, Tracy Neal. What's your entry on that one? Johnny Walker up $400. Stop out my buys on Dow, but listening to you, it could go lower. Yeah, definitely. We are kind of at when we get to these areas of contention, when we get down here, it's across the board. Now, if we go over to NQ, you can see kind of the same thing. We're right here at this level. You have confluence right now, which is really, really nice because if they all snap simultaneously, we have more room to the downside. But like I said earlier at the top of the call, you have to be really, really careful here that if we do break down, we've had so much selling pressure, we have more participation now. And as we have more participation, there can be a disagreement in price. And when you have lower participation like this, it just stops being pop. It's a lot easier to follow the momentum. But then you just want to watch for these areas of consolidation. So this area at 53 right here, this area at 24. When we have these areas of consolidation, people are pumping on the brakes. We're starting to get some disagreement. There's folks that are stepping into the market and saying, hey, this looks like a pretty good long here. This looks like a good area to cover my shorts. So it dampens the momentum a little bit. However, if we have that momentum re-sparked because we are at this area of confluence, we can find more room to the downside. It just makes it a more difficult trade. I consider this a breakout trade, a breakout to the downside, breakdown, breakout, whatever you want to call it. I consider this a breakout, breakdown trade because if we do actually break that level, there's a good chance that we will see curtains all the way down to 760.5 there. Hey, good morning, Larry. T-Hacker says, I was 230 away from my drawdown in my XFA, now 1100 away, slowly making progress. Way to go there, T-Hacker. That's awesome. Short MNQ 867, very nice there. Tracy Neal entered above 6 a.m. There you go. I'm manifesting great health. You rips feel better, brother. Hey, appreciate that so much. Yeah, I usually I rarely get sick. I rarely get sick, and I was dodging it the whole weekend. My wife, I was taking care of her this weekend because she was sick. We had a rockin' New Year's, just on the couch, a box of tissues, lots of tea and that kind of thing. Lots of movies, relaxation. But for the most part, I was dodging it the whole weekend. I woke up this morning. I said, oh no, I can't believe it. This is just not the week that I want to get sick because I want to bring the energy for you folks out there, and I want to bring quality stream and a lot of good analysis on the market and everything, so we can all produce some alpha and extract some bucks from this market here. Sucks that you're sick on the first week of the year. Hey, well, if we can get it out of the way the first week of the year, and then we'll be good for the rest of the year. That's the that's the thing. Drink lots of herbal tea. Yeah, you can see I don't have a Celsius with me this morning. I actually just drank a very nice echinacea tea with some honey in it, some natural organic honey. Very, very good honey. I love that stuff. It'll kick the sickness right out of you. So hopefully we beat this thing, and we'll be able to have a very nice trading week this week. So in the way of setups this morning, it is only 8:20 in the morning right now. We will have the market obviously opening in an hour and 10 minutes here. The first data point is coming out 15 minutes after the open. So we'll have to see if we have some sell side program right now. We were looking here at the top of the hour. Originally at 8 o'clock, we were just kind of chopping sideways here, going over to the book map. We were just kind of chopping sideways, but this is where my caution flag kind of dips out here, is because we have, you can see this big spike in volume here. So again, this kind of goes back to, what is your thesis on this trade? Are there people that are covering their shorts here? Because that's a lot of buy side activity. We need to see that confluence where we have that big snap through the level, and we have a commitment from most of the traders who are either participating in this market or, people who were, have long-standing positions and they have stops in place. You want to look for that across the board here and see that if we do have confluence where we have the ES is breaking down the level, let's pull up the ES here. It's sort of the same thing. You have kind of a big kind of flush down here and then this sort of bounce here, 47.78.5. So if we do have that confluence across the board, then we will be breaking that down and we do have a target there much lower. So that's what I'm going to be watching for here. I do like looking at this to the short side, but we have had so much pain this morning. We could definitely see this kind of holding up this area. So let's watch here. I would probably trade this in the other Express account because I don't want to give anything back from the account that I made money in this morning. So that's probably what I'm going to be looking to do here. If we can have anything there to the short side. Try Manuka honey. I've never heard of that one before. You should set up an AI avatar so you can have some time. Yeah, anybody have any that Rips plugin that I can download? We can have the AI Rips just handle the stream for me. Ginger honey crystals will save your throat when sick. Thank you for that, Eileen. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully I can kick this thing. The last thing, I don't know if it's just me, but I just, when a broadcaster is sick or you can hear like that nasally tone in their voice, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, just take the time off. You don't want to be, you don't want to be hearing that. What trade did I take this morning? We showed it earlier, but let me go ahead and show you again here. It was just right here. Talked about it earlier at the top of the stream there. Josh82 asking here in the Discord. We talked about this a little bit at the top of the stream, but let's go over it again. So just again, where we were breaking down in this area, big breakdown area was 41. I missed that trade to the downside. I'm going to go to the 3 minutes so we can get granular here. But I missed that original snap of 41 there to the downside. And so I was watching for then the snap through 17. It was moving so fast and we had kind of the first kerfuffle there where we kind of had a balance. So I was watching here again for that break of 87. Very fast through the break of 87. So I was looking for a retest of 87 to the upside here. So retest of 87 to the upside. I wanted to take that short. We didn't have that. We had tremendous weakness on that bounce toward 87. And when you have tremendous weakness like that, they're not confident enough that they're going to be covering this super hard. See, this is not a weak bounce here. This is instead just kind of resting at this level where you kind of have consolidation. This is a weak bounce because we're not exceeding over 87 or even touching that. So that's an easy short for me. That's a really nice setup that I like to see. It's a continuation pullback setup. So when you have that pullback up towards 87 and it's very weak, that's where I want to be targeting, and that's exactly where I took it here. And you can see my executions right there. Took it 5 lot short, was very confident in it. Usually I would trade a 2 or 3 lot, but was very confident in the setup and wanted to capture as much alpha as I could, and I took it right off as we encroached down lower into that 40 level, that first sign that we saw of that pullback into the 40s there. So that was the trade we took this morning. Made $1,900 there in our Express funded account. So very, very happy to take it out. That was while I was writing the morning memo as well. So I was kind of multitasking, kind of keeping Bookmap out of the corner of my eyes, writing up the morning memo for everyone. And ended up just getting the exact look that I wanted on that nice weak bounce up towards 87 there. So really, really nice there on that move. So yeah, anybody else catch any nice trades? Anybody else catch the larger portion of this move? I'm curious who has the highest entry there. I was actually up at 2 o'clock this morning. Tesla Prince says, dang, you were trading at 3 a.m. Yeah, I was actually up at 2 o'clock this morning, and that's when I woke up and I said, I don't feel very good. Do you trade a single account or multiple accounts using Trade Copier? It depends. I didn't have my Trade Copier set up and ready to go, so I was just trading off of one of my XFAs. I only have 2 XFAs right now. I mean, only, but I have 2 XFA accounts right now. I'm going to pass another combine and get a third, but I also have a live funded account with Top Step. And these all you can take withdrawals on. Of course, you folks know the drill with Top Step. You can take withdrawals on all of these things, and it's real money you can pull out from the market. But yeah, for the time being, I didn't have my copier set up for that one, so I just traded it in one XFA account there, and that was that. Trader Mark slept through the early move down. Yeah, it was really, really fast. It was extremely, extremely fast there. Caught 1550 so far this morning. Waited for the big slap to go aggressive. Nice work there, Dwayne. Way to go. Joel says he got short at 17,000, but closed very early at 960. Let's see here, 960. Yeah, right around that first kind of bounce area there. But hey, nice trade there from 17,000. It's 40 handles there. Which copier do I recommend? I like using Replicanto for NinjaTrader. If you're using Quantower, there's a free copier built in. Same thing with Tradeovate. There's a free copier built in, but if you are using NinjaTrader, I do recommend using Replicanto. Let me see if we actually have a command here for Replicanto. Let me see. I don't have one built for that yet, but let me go ahead and drop the link for you for Replicanto. Let's see here. There you have it. It's one lifetime fee for Replicanto, but if you use code Clubhouse20, you do get 20% off, but you only have to pay one lifetime fee for it, which is really, really nice. TradeAbate does not allow you to use brackets when using the built-in copier. Good to know. That's very, very informative there. Very good to know. Thank you. Grateful Trader says, took this long entry at the 822s. Yeah, again, this is that area that we're talking about where, I'd like to get short if we have that confluence across the board where everything is kind of breaking down at this level. So we're kind of looking to see, can it crest up above where it was kind of, chopping around in that range. Obviously, this is the 3 minute. I'll go to the 5 minute. But, chopping around in this range here, you want to see this breaking back above. I'd love to see a retest up at 853.5, because if we get that retest and we have weakness there, that could be a nice short down to at least 26, back down to 26.5 there, 24 3/4, and see if we can actually get that break, that heavy break down to 760.5. Replicanto link is broken here. Let me drop the, let me try this again here. Sorry about that. Let me see if this works here. This should work right here. There we go. That should work. Before Bookmap, did you do Ninja level 2 and Dome? Yeah, I used, back when I was trading futures a while ago, I used Jigsaw actually, and I used their Dome. And, just learning to read tape through time and sales and watching the Dome and the depth, all of the market depth. That's how I trained myself to read tape. And then Bookmap kind of consolidated all of the things that I kind of tracked mentally, and it made it really, really easy to digest. Okay, that worked. Perfect. Hey, good morning there, Hadi. Happy New Year to you as well. Mitchell says, I was short NQ at 28 on 2 contracts, closed both on the previous low of 938. Wow, what a trade. Give it up for Mitchell in here in the YouTube chat. Bree says, Rips, drink tea with raw ginger and some lemon peels. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to get a fresh orange juice, cayenne pepper, garlic, all that stuff. I'm going to get that after I'm done streaming. I'm going to do a whole bunch of those good remedies. I appreciate everybody kind of working. I've actually been taking some zinc supplements as well. Zinc supplements. Yeah, I'm trying to beat this thing as best I can here. Elderberry. Yeah, I have some elderberry tea. Turmeric. Yeah, doing all these things here. Does Celsius make a honey version? No Celsius this morning. I don't want to be restricting any kind of blood flow after I have a kind of that pullback from the caffeine crash. So caffeine is loaded up in those Celsius, by the way. Those things have 200 milligrams of caffeine. So if you're not a caffeine drinker, I mean, obviously I am, but if you're not a caffeine drinker, those things will really get you going there. Quant Tower's trade copier works for the ATM. Thank you for pointing that out. They're gunky. Yeah, so if you're using Quant Tower, you do not have to have a Replicanto. You can use their built-in trade copier. Swear by 2 oranges a day and a dose of vitamin D. Very, very nice. Yeah, I like to be out in the, hopefully there's some sunshine today. I'm going to go get some natural vitamin D, go on a walk, go on a hike. Single malt Highland Scotch works too. There you go. NyQuil on a bong rip. Yeah, there you go. I'm definitely going to be trying to get some naps in today. Have I tried Gypsy cold tea? I've never tried that before. Never. All of a sudden, everyone's a naturopath. Everybody's got the perfect remedy. I appreciate it though. I love all these suggestions. It's very helpful. I love it. It's very nice of everybody in here. Sunshine is rare here in the UK this time of year. Yeah, I think we're getting some sunshine today. Let's see here. Just checking the weather. I mean, this is amazing trading content, by the way. Yeah, we're going to get some sunshine today, so I'll make sure I get some natural UV rays here. We are at the bottom of the hour, and as you can see, not a lot of liquidity jumping in here at the bottom of the hour. Usually we have an injection of liquidity, so we might have, oh, there you go, a little bit injection coming in here. Is TradeObate the only browser-based, I can't even speak. Is TradeObate the only browser-based platform? I believe so outside of TopStep X, but TopStep X is still not available. They're still in beta, but I believe that TradeObate and TopStep X are the only 2 options for TopStep trading on a browser. If I'm wrong, let me know. Sunshine is rare here. TopStep X, yeah, TopStep X will have also a mobile platform, which should be very exciting. I did give TopStep X a whirl myself, but Personally, I did not find value in the way that I trade with it because it didn't have the stops implemented perfectly yet. I think that those have been fixed now. So I probably will be trying it in the new year here as well. So just looking across the board here, we do have kind of a little perk up here. We do want to see, like I said earlier, we do want to see this cresting above this area here. We do want to see this retaking into the mid 30s, high 40s there. Top Step X lags for me. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, it's browser based. So maybe if you're using Chrome, try using Firefox or Edge. What are those blue and red channel lines on the top left chart you have? So those are the hourly high, hourly low. We have been making progress, by the way, on the momentum add-on, the momentum trading add-on. It's going to be very exciting. We've been making quite a bit of progress on that. We have a very talented programmer that's one of the members in the Clubhouse who's working on that right now. And it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be fantastic. I'm really excited to introduce that to everybody. And it's going to be absolutely amazing. Will they make you use Top Step X on Top Step TV? No. Definitely not. It's always it's up to whatever you want to use. They will definitely not make me use it. Top Step X is pretty bad right now. Hope they'll fix it soon. The great part about it is that they're really listening to the feedback from all of the traders that are using it. They're listening to everybody who's using it, and the feedback is going to direct where it goes in the future. And Top Step X is really, or Top Step in general is really good about listening to their user base. So if you have any suggestions to make Top Step X better, there is a place where you can discuss it, and you can send in reports, and it'll be amazing. Will I be on Top Step TV this week? Yes, I should be on Thursday and Friday, barring that I don't get any more sick than I am right now. So that is what I'm hoping for here. They had a big update over the weekend, added stops from the dome too. Very cool. Very, very cool. So yeah, they're listening to the community. They're listening to feedback here, and they're listening to what people are saying about it. Josh is long up $500. Way to go. Unreal stopped out, then the rips long. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the longer that it holds those levels down here, as long as we're not breaking, and I'm looking across the board here, we are seeing a couple green candles. But like I said, I do want to see this thing bounce up towards 53.5 and show some weakness as we get up to that level. Because if we have weakness up towards 53, there's a good chance that we can make another leg down there. Yeah, 2 days. Yeah, Thursday and Friday. That should be my schedule going forward. So Thursday we'll have the rips recap, and then we'll have power hour trading. And then on Friday, I'll be trading the opens with the Top Step crew there every single Friday. So that's how it's worked out to be now. Hopefully I can make it this week, and hopefully I'm not too ill to make it. We'll have to see how the next days unfold. I'm going to make sure that I get a lot of rest here, and that's hopefully we can nail some trades here on the open and then just go straight to nap town here and just try to recover here. Once the level is breached, you don't remove it? No, definitely not. You want to keep these levels on your chart. These levels are posted too in the morning memo every single day. And they're not posted to the ones that go out to brokers, but they're posted to the ones that are in Discord every single day. Split Hammond says, I'm long 16,825 from NQ. It's a swing trade on a different broker. Bought on a limit with a small risk. There you go, Split Hammond. Nice work. My experience with Top Step X has been great. I love it. I did find out some indicators, especially pivot points, make it lag though. Interesting. So having indicators on your chart could potentially make it lag. Ailita says, nice. I want you to grow your audience, but I really don't want to share you. That's funny. Get your health as good as your hair and you'll never take it down. Laughter's a really good medicine for being sick too. And that's another reason why I want to be here with you folks streaming, because we always have a good time in here. We're always laughing. Nice work there, Josh. Way to go. Crushed it on that one. Made $500 there to the upside. Very, very nice here. So we want to see what happens here at 53.5. We do have a kind of a big valley that has formed here. If we're looking at Bookmap, we had this big valley that formed here, and now we are kind of returning that back to this level where we had that flushacito. So we will have to see, can we get back up above 53.5 and show some strength? If we have weakness approaching that level, I want to keep an eye on ES and SPY and all the Magnificent Seven and see if we do have any kind of weakness approaching that level. First time I saw you, I thought you looked like Scott Disick a little. I've actually heard that one before. I get a couple different ones besides Scott Disick, but yeah, I've definitely heard that one before. Definitely a different attitude than that gentleman. Definitely a very different candor than that gentleman there. But yeah, I get that one. I get that one actually quite a bit. Happy New Year, Ribs. Congrats on your Top Step TV spots. Can't wait. Feel better. Thank you so much there, Keegan. Trader Base says Ryan Reynolds. I've gotten that one too. I get some wild ones. It's pretty funny, actually. Saw the higher lows on this curl and scalp long. Thanks, Ribs, for teaching patience. There you go, Trader Joe. Way to go. Yeah, I mean, if I don't take any other trades today, if this is my only one single trade of the day today and I end up making $1,900, I mean, great, fantastic. If I find another amazing trade, boy, I missed that one, by the way. That was the weak bounce we were talking about a little bit there. Came up to the 50s and coming straight back down. Anybody catch that to the downside at all there? Anybody catch that little short, about 10 handles there from 50 back down to 40? So I want to see if this weakness will persist at all a little bit. Let's see if I have the right account selected here. Okay, got the right account selected. Caught a smidge up 85. There you go. So let's see if this thing will break back down here towards these lows. We should have bids firming up towards 24 3/4 too as well. SPY was weak up towards the 9 EMA. So let's see if we can find a short here. I'm going to take that short here. Oh, let me switch that over here. Hide that. I'm taking this short one lot here for this break back down. We are at the topping area of this prior range. So if this does get weak here, I want to add into this. I'm watching here. We do have a bunch of bid support that is resting below here as well. But if we do break these 30s, just watching here if they're swiping these offers because somebody keeps placing offers up higher here. Yeah, we have somebody's kind of flashing offers. So we'll see if that can make the price skitter on down there. And I'll have my stop just above that hourly high. Oh, I got to select the account here. There we go. There we have it. First skitter of 2024. Yeah, we'll see if we are weak here at these mid 30s. I want to see a flush through the 30s, encroaching down to 25 or so. So watching here. Sick trade, 413 off 2 lots. Off that short, nice work there, Grateful Trader. Caught 8 handles to the downside, nice work there, Mark. Do I trade any other index, gold or oil? It depends on the setup. I like trading NQ because it gives you so many opportunities, but we do trade ES. I've traded gold, I've traded crude. But for the time being, I really like NQ as a really nice producer of alpha. So watching here across the board, looking at the Magnificent 7, we can have a breakdown of these 30s here. Oil's on one today. I haven't even checked the chart for oil here. Let's see. Oh, it looks a pretty rinsy, pretty washy, but it's definitely moving to the top side here as well. Yeah, dollar's on one as well there. Dollar super strong. So let's see if we can actually have this breakdown here. So this is that prior area of the structure where if we do break down that area, we will have potential more downside here. So I'm watching this thing walking back up. If we have a weak bounce up towards 50, I would add in a second lot there. I'm going to go a second lot short there because that was kind of a weak-ish bounce. We do have some folks that are stepped up to the plate between 25 and 30 here, so that's kind of where I'd like to see a target to take one off. So watching down here. Yeah, SPY back to 477 fast. I don't know. That's a lot of room there to the upside. It would have to be definitely on the opening bell here. It is only 8:40 in the morning right now, so it's very lower liquidity, much lower than we'll see during the regular trading hours session here. Tesla delivery numbers are out, so let's see if that's watching Tesla here. Terrible numbers for Tesla. I'm going to add a third lot short there. Let's see if we can get the sweep down below. Terrible, terrible numbers there. We should see this sweep below the 30s here. We had a little pullback there from Tesla. Kind of washing around here. So the Tesla shares immediately flashed down on that. If we have this continued weakness, we can break below these 30s and I can target 25 to pull off 2 lots. So I'm watching here. SPY back to 477 fast. Sorry, not that fast. Yeah, might take a little bit. It might take a little bit to get there. I want to see Tesla breaking down this 246.5 level as well. So that's what I'm looking for here. So watching here, encroachment below 30s in the NQ. Somebody is bidding this up a little bit here, but this would be a nice crack to the downside. If Tesla is weak below 247 here, we can see this snap. So just trying to be patient here. Meta's breaking down a little bit. Just keeping an eye on Tesla because those are the delivery numbers that should cause this to kind of roll a little bit here. There are some bidders that are front running the 30s right now. So that's what we want to get through first. And big spike from Tesla there back over the VWAP. I want to see, again, I want to see weakness below 247. So I'm watching to see if Tesla's actually going to push up here. So just keeping an eye out. If this does perk above the 40s, we do have a chance that we would find some sellers at that push up towards 50. My stop's at 52. I like where it's at. So we'll have to see if we can actually get this encroachment back below the 30s. We had a little perk up from Amazon as well, but Meta's still weak here. Google, little perk up. SPY. If SPY gives up this 472 level, 472 flat, we could see this definitely break down here. So we have data coming out in 1 hour from now. 1 hour from now, we will get the first piece of data for 2024, the first piece of US data. That is going to be the December final manufacturing PMI. That's what's going to be out at 9:45 today. So watching here, Tesla is really perking up here now, which I'm surprised here on those delivery numbers. It's, you know, sometimes a delayed reaction, but I figured that would have definitely dunked that to the downside here. So just watching to see, taking a little heat in the position here. Watching to see if we can get back below the 40s. And if we have a tremendously weak bounce on this, this could definitely give us some fuel to the downside here. But just looking across the board, I want to see again, Tesla kind of cutting itself off before 250 here. Because if it gets above 250, it can definitely pop some stops above 250, and that could cause the NQ to perk up a little bit more here. So watching here. Seeing some offers getting taken here to the top side. Just watching here around these 50s. There is Tesla's over 250 right now. Let's see if we have any sellers stepping in here. I'm watching here above, right around 251 actually. See if we have any sellers stepping up. Some bigger bid stacks coming in on the NQ there. So surprisingly, those delivery numbers, as bad as they were, is definitely getting a little miniature rally here out of Tesla from 246 all the way up to 250. But let's see if we have any kind of exhaustion here across the board. We want to see 45 kind of being sold through on the NQ here. So watching here, we can dunk back below the 40s. Tesla's showing a little sign of weakness here. If we get back below 250, be good for our position. Watching here on these prints. And again, we have the sort of that structural level of 53.5 as well in the NQ that we're keeping an eye on here. So our stop is at 52. If this whips above 50, there's a good chance that we'll get tagged down on this one. So just keeping an eye out here. Liquidity is picking up slightly, but not as much as I'd like to see. Tesla is kind of rejecting here that 250 level. It's kind of waffling around 250 flat. If we can get SPY back low 472 before we get this encroachment to the top side here. What is that level that we have? 53.5. So we can try 54.5 there. I just don't want to get stopped out on a little wick above 50 here. Question, do you always hold to full stop? You were saying Tesla under 247 was important. Once it broke that, why not stop the NQ trade? Well, because, you know, you can definitely have a stop run in certain names like Tesla right there. Those delivery numbers are not favorable for the stock, so we can have a sweep of liquidity, gathering all of that liquidity, because if the overarching play is short, they need to gather that liquidity. And if they can be the counterparty to that by popping stops to the top side there, that's generally what market makers will do to run liquidity. NQ looks like it wants to retest 940. Wow, 940. That's it definitely could. You know, definitely could. Anything can happen. Definitely could. But yeah, let's see if we can get that weakness back below the 40s here. The 830 VWAP right now that we're looking at, that we're tracking, is right around 840 right now. I believe it's just a touch under 840. So if we sweep below that, we could definitely see some volume coming in for a sweep back below the 40s into the 35 range here. So Tesla's on its way back down. Let's see if that gives us the push that we're looking for. SPY back below 472 here. See if this bid support will give out towards this 45 level. This is originally where we swept liquidity low on the original sweep down here. But we are seeing liquidity dry up just a touch here. So watching this on the way back down. There is some liquidity being flashed just above 50 here. So they might want to entertain that first before we go back down. The VWAP of Tesla is resting at 248, basically 248 flat here. So if we encroach back below that, we could see some speed to the downside. But I'm still seeing some bidders kind of holding this up in NQ for the time being. So watching here towards the 40s now. Tesla coming down a little bit as well. I want to see this encroaching below 40 here. Good morning there, Stone Lala. I like your name. Move stops in profit, 10 handles. Nice work there. Hey, Rips, I'm running late today. Glad I haven't pulled the trigger yet. Looks like a let's slap Travis day. Oh, I hope not. Oh, goodness, I hope not. I hope that everybody out there has a profitable trading day. So a little front-running pre-VWAP there in Tesla. But we are seeing weakness across the board for the Mag 7, so I'd like to see this kind of develop here to the downside. If we do start flushing below 471.5 in the SPY here, we could see that downside pressure really starting to take hold. So again, it's looking to me so far like a weak bounce, but we need to kind of get below 40 in a jiffy here. That's what I'm looking for on this trade. NQ needs to find some room below 40 here and start popping those stops. We're just kind of bouncing where that volume shelf is at the 40s. Struggling with the emotional side of trading. The more time that you're spending in the market, the less emotional that you will be in your trades there. Listening to these squawks coming across right now. Yeah, so there's a little sweep of liquidity there up through the 50s, but somebody's front running that 50 to the top side there. So I'd like to see this confidently sweep back below 40 here. That would be give me a lot of confidence in this trade. So testing these 40s level, this 40 level, we need to get through this bid stack here, resting at 40. We just need enough push on the downside there. Easy solution, trade small size. Yeah, that's definitely a great solution to manage your emotions. Trade smaller size than what you're used to. Also, if you're feeling emotional while trading, usually sizing down. Hey, yeah, that's two people now talking about the sizing. Emotional part of trading takes the longest to develop, in my honest opinion. I agree with you. I think that the emotional aspect of trading is probably one of the hardest things. Finding a setup is easy. It's what you do after the setup is on and how you manage your emotions in that position. So still waiting for Tesla to kind of encroach back down. We do have the 50 EMA at 248.88 there in Tesla. So it's kind of bouncing there for now. It's heading back up towards 250. So I do want to see a little bit of sell side pressure coming in. Nvidia coming down, Apple's coming down. So I mean, overall, besides Tesla right now, I do think that we do have some weakness here. We may get stopped out before we end up seeing some downside in this, but that'd be fine. I like where my stop's at, 54.5. If we do get that pull above 50, there's a good chance that we could smack above 50 and then snap right back down. So I'm trying to layer my stop up high enough where we can avoid that. We are about 8.5 minutes from the top of the hour coming in. We will have some liquidity being injected into the market. So we'll have to see how that shakes things up as well. SPY again looking weak here. Definitely seeing some weakness across the Magnificent 7 here. So we'll be retesting this 40 again, it looks like. If you focus on your setups and what the chart is doing instead of watching a P&L, that can also help with emotional trading and can help prevent from cutting winners too early. I like that too. Yeah, not focusing on P&L. So let's see here if we have this continued weakness right now. SPY is still selling off here. Just need to get through this big buyer here at 40. Somebody keeps stepping up to the plate. When I'm saying big buyer, we're talking about maybe a 50 lot here, but we're just dealing with very low liquidity pre 9 a.m. here. So we just have to be watching out to see if we get that sweep down. One mini lot had me twitching on a 50K. Hey, one lot will do a lot, believe it or not. One lot will go a long way in your trades. It will produce larger profits and larger losses than you generally think. It's good to trade the micros if you're not used to trading the minis. Trading the micros is a great way to try to try to see, you can make plenty of money just trading one lot. You can make plenty of cash. So watching here now at 45, we did run into that 50 EMA in Tesla again. Just watching here across the board. I don't want this to sweep above 50 too harshly because there's a good chance that we could get stopped out in that sweep. But I do think that is definitely a scenario that can happen where we sweep above 50 and then we immediately flash right back down. Just by the way that I'm seeing this trade right now. The only person who's troublesome for the downside move right now is this player at 40. And if they kind of let off that 40 bid, then we'll definitely make our way back down here. But again, that scenario where we sweep liquidity high, where there's counterparties to that sweep to the top side, we get more players that are taking that short and they're going to be able to push this down. So a couple of different scenarios there to look at. Player at 45 kind of showing themselves here. When you start an XFA, you are essentially forced to trade small until you grow it. Yeah, which is great, which I love. It's one of the benefits of using Top Step versus other funding companies. Angus says, so I went short based on the weakness and two levels. I had 83 and a quarter, 84 and 3/4. It just isn't moving, so I flattened and cut my winner short. We had a little perk up there. I get antsy if it takes too long. I was in at 82. Do you ever just kill a trade because it's not going anywhere? Yeah, if it's not going anywhere, that can be a good time to kill a trade. If you're just going sideways, it can be good to take off the risk. That's I have the 15 mantras for trading, and that's one of them. If the trade's not going anywhere, you can just cut it. That's a good way to do. Feel like I cut it short, but as time kept dragging on, I got uncomfortable. You need to find comfort in being uncomfortable. When you get comfortable in a trade, it's usually time to kill it. When you're uncomfortable, it's probably time to add to it. I mean, in the sense that you're actually in the green. If you're in the profit, if you're uncomfortable, that's generally you want to listen to that emotion and probably add into that trade. It's when you're comfortable that you probably want to take it off when things are actually looking really, really good, right? How long do you normally stream in Market Clubhouse after you sign off YouTube? It depends. It depends on whether or not we have any kind of market to trade after that, right? Getting back above the 50s. But it depends. It really, really depends. There's that bidder showing up now at 48. I'm curious if that's the same player that we had at 45 there. So we are pushing above 50 here. See if we have any kind of rejection. So big asks coming in right above 50. and nobody's sweeping it just yet. Coming back towards that 48 player again. Good morning. Happy New Year, everyone. Good morning there, Tough. How long is the YouTube delay? It ranges where you are in the world, but you can see down here exactly what time it is. Right now I have 8:56 and 13 seconds. So we are still just grinding higher here. And it looks like we might get stopped out on this trade for a loss. But let's see if we have any pushback here towards this 50 level. Nobody's really springing it above 50. We're just doing this very slow grind up above and towards 50 there. Are you trading my live account? It's just XFA. I'm trading my XFA right now. My second XFA. I'm not trading the XFA that we made $1,900 on. So this is the second XFA here. So I would like to see a rejection here at these 50s. There were some sellers that were kind of stepping up, but they've kind of subsided here just a touch. We are just kind of grinding higher here. And it is likely that we will get stopped out here at 54.5. Unless we get this dunk back below 50. We are 3 minutes away from the top of the hour liquidity. 3 minutes away. NQ previous all-time high 16,770 area already bounced hard. 1221 going forward. This area could confirm the resistance support flip. Yeah, definitely. We could definitely see that, especially bouncing that 24 3/4. But yeah, I want to see at this level if we start to reject here at 53 again. If I get stopped out, would definitely look to add back into that short. And if we end up just ripping here towards the top side, I want to see how we're received towards the 70s and 80s. So if we sweep back below 50 here and we're without bids, that could definitely be the end of the excursion, but we are just continuing to grind higher here. Tesla is back above 250 now as well. And we are ticks away from being stopped out here. It is grinding higher. There is a liquidity shelf resting at 57.5. And we're pretty likely to get stopped out right here. So just watching here. And stopped out there. So yeah, we are grinding a little bit higher. We were definitely wrong on that one. That's going to bring our total profit down on the day here to $625. So one winning trade, one losing trade. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. So definitely wrong on that read there. Definitely would like to see this. If we have kind of weakness here showing up, if we have any kind of weakness, definitely tagging that short. But if we show some strength, kind of judging that. I want to see what happens here at the top of the hour liquidity as we get that coming in here. But definitely a big old grind there to the top side. Those 30s did not want to give out. And if we're looking at this from a structural perspective here, what I was looking for originally on our trade was the pullback here to 30s, and this is the top end area of this structure. If we break that down, we will see potential more downside on that. So just have to keep our peepers peeled here and watch to see if we are kind of cresting here at this area of this volume shelf. This volume shelf goes all the way up to 58. I suppose that we could have extended our stop a little bit higher, but I definitely want to be out of a position here because I'd like to see a whole number test, retest of 50s here. Even outline for how to journal, do it in a spreadsheet with screenshots, etc. I'm guilty of not journaling, and some say it helps. We talk about that in the psychology webinar. I go over an example journal entry there in Google Docs, and I think you're in the Discord there. So I would recommend checking out the psychology webinar there. Is it not going to fill the imbalance above? It definitely could, but you have to understand that we're in a new year here. We have a potential of just kind of shaking things up on this first trading day because we're not going to have full liquidity entering the market. So there's a lot more room for kind of tomfoolery in the tape here. So we can definitely see a lot more things happen on a day like today versus next week when we're going to have, full participation. Journaling always helps, but you have to set aside time to review and reflect as well. Yeah, it's also good to read your journals right in the morning. There's a 9 a.m. hour right there. We are seeing a little bit of weakness up towards that 55 area. But it's still just grinding and grinding higher. What's interesting is that none of the other components here of the Magnificent Seven are really influencing the directionality of the NQ here. So it's just kind of that we have sold off so much this morning that we've sold off so much. We are going to have folks that are covering shorts here, which is not really coming from the movement of the Magnificent Seven. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to take these types of trades. So I want to see how we test here around the 50s. We have any pullback towards the 50s here. May have ran my stop just 2 ticks too tight here. Let's see where we got stop down. Just look at that stop out there. Just 1 or 2 ticks a little bit too tight. Could have ran it a little bit higher, but I did not want to keep moving it up anymore. What, NVIDIA providing the chips to the AI sector? Yeah, NVIDIA is providing a lot of the chips to the AI sector. They're a big part of the AI picture there. Join the Discord soon. Happy to know the info is there. More to look forward to. Hey, there you go. Looking forward to having you. Do you look at the distance between the moving average 220, for example, to see if the move is extended? Yeah, it can be helpful. It's definitely good to have your eyes on that for sure. Remember, moving averages are a lagging indicator like almost every indicator out there. I don't really know many indicators that aren't lagging. So yeah, it's good to see kind of the space in between. Also looking at the space, if we're looking here, the gap between where the price is now and the VWAP. But yeah, it's good to look at all of those things. Apologies if my energy is a little bit low today. For you folks who are just joining in here, I appreciate dropping a like on the video, making sure that you are subscribed. We're so close to 5,000 subs here, but my energy is a little bit low because I'm just a little bit under the weather here. And so hopefully I can beat this cold here by Thursday, which is going to be my inaugural Top Step TV appearance for the forthcoming schedule. So hopefully we can get some rest today and hopefully beat this cold before it consumes me. All right, so a little bit of shake and bake here, watching here, sort of at these 50s, looking a little bit weak again. I'm going to try that short again here as we are coming down towards the 50s. So I do like this short here. It feels like I did run my stop a little bit too tight. When we grind up like that, the move to the downside can be extremely exaggerated there. And SPY is showing a little bit of weakness. I want to see this again, back through 45, get through that player at 45. And we are coming down here. Little drop in Tesla. Should be some sell side liquidity if we're looking at the structure here. We came up, talked about this. I'd really like to see that weak bounce up towards 53.5. We did kind of get a grind up to that level, so I'd like to see persistent weakness towards that level there. Let's see if we can get that flush back below 45. We do have some folks kind of front running here, but we should be able to tear through those bids with some sell side pressure here. Stuff been going around, man. I've been beat down by it since Christmas Eve. I'm sorry to hear that, Bart, but hey, good to see you there. Welcome here, my horsey friend. But yeah, hopefully if I'm feeling better soon, the energy should pick back up there. But happy to see you with us here, Bart. Hopefully you can also kick that sickness like we're trying to do here. So back below the VWAP, we should be able to slam into these 40s now. If we can break below these 40s, that was a big area that we were trying to break through earlier. Angus says, nice, caught that short. Very, very nice there, Angus. So we are coming back down here. There's that 40 break. Can we actually bust on through? SPY is looking tremendously weak here as well. This 40 player is the only person I'm really concerned about for this excursion to the downside here. And they are heavy. They say we want to cover. There we go. Now we broke through that 40 player. So sayonara there to that 40 player who was the thorn in my side on that whole extension up. Take NAC and Zycam zinc for cold. Yeah, I've been taking Zycam pretty much all weekend because my wife has been the one who was sick here. So we are making our way back down here. Let's see if we can bust through this 35 player. Watching closely here. I want to see weakness persisting below the 40s here. Yeah, ES definitely fell off a cliff. Do not want to see that big of a bounce above 40. See if this player steps back up right at the 40s again. That player was a big thorn in my sides here. So I'd really like to see that encroachment back below 40s and that strong sweep of liquidity. Really down into 28.5. That's kind of 28.5, 24 3/4 would be the target that I'm looking for there. So I could have been patient and waited for that the original entry there at 53 and a half, but I was pretty confident that the way that the structure was setting up that we would have had that breach below. So as long as we can break back below the 30s, we will have 28.25 on the table for us here. So I'm just seeing if these aggressive sellers are stepping in, whether or not if we have the SPY breaking down 471 and a half, we'd really start to see that weakness step in here. Some big sellers coming in, not a lot of bids, which is nice. So watching here if we can break down this 35 area now, kind of the next area that we're watching to get through. Crude is moving down as well. There you go. Very nice. As above, add some margin, please, to the 30-second chart. Oh, yeah, sure. Gotcha. There we go. Is that better? That should help, right? Angus caught that short. Very nice there, Angus. Way to go. Ah, that player's back at 40 again. What a shame. But let's see if we're just sweeping that liquidity again. It is interesting how it's kind of waffling around in this area. We are still 23 minutes here from the open. So it is interesting to see that. We really do need to bust down the door here at 35. So seeing if we get this retest of 40s now, we're sending it straight back up to the 50s here. Well, so much for that retest of the 40s. Yeah, somebody's bidding this up like crazy, which is, again, this is a little bit wild to me because there's nothing in the Magnificent Seven that is sort of reacting to this. This is just players that are kind of rinsing around here in the NQ itself. I do like that our stop is higher this time, but boy, what a move there. That was an insane rebound of that move there. They're definitely sweeping stops up and down here. So we'll have to see if we can get back below 50s, testing those 40s again, and get that nice pull to the downside here. So that's what we'll be watching. Yeah, big strong bounce. Let's see how the Russell's doing. Yeah, Russell bounced too. ES as well. Yeah, we had a nice flush there in ES, but then some folks coming in to cover. So let's see here. Haven't really watched the tape of the ES here in a minute. But let's see. Yeah, super strong, surprisingly. SPY a little bit of reaction as well. But yeah, this is all just structural for the time being. I thought for sure on that retest of 53.5 that we would have had continued weakness back below 35. I was targeting 24.75 to the downside there. So let's see if we can find weakness up here and then get that excursion back to the downside as well. So far things are looking quite strong. So watching here right at 55 now. Some buyers stepping in. I might pull off the trade early and wait for the open, but let's see if we have this weakness coming in here. Some big bidders are stepping up indeed. Probably a lot of folks who are covering their shorts from earlier. He should have busted the door. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I really wanted to. I really wanted to see that break down the 30s there. And let's see here. Watching here at the 55s now. Microsoft, big green candle, but that's not real. That's not actually moving that much. So if we have enough sellers capping up here at the high 50s, then there's a good chance we could retest those 50s and sweep back below here. We are just kind of rinsing around in the range here for the time being. Some bigger sellers coming in a little bit. See if we test this 50 flat level again. What about the 934 retest before going lower? I mean, that would be pretty high, right? We could definitely see that though. And that's kind of why I'm, if we aren't failing this 55 area and we are just going to kind of squeeze here, probably want to go flat and wait for the open. But just watching here, if we have any weakness in these mid 50s. Very, very grindy to the top side and very fast flashes to the downside there. I'm actually surprised, though, that we had that big of a rebound on that pullback there. That was a huge bounce. But low liquidity, very low liquidity markets. This is what you'll tend to see in this type of environment here. Guess I could have moved my stop in that one, but I was confidently waiting for that 24 3/4 pull. So let's see, do we get back below the 50s here? They're very low liquidity to the bid side, which is interesting. Very, very low liquidity on the bid. It's kind of like they want to let it run to the downside there a little bit. Big area of interest is basically through 51 all the way up to 58.5 here on the NQ. A lot of volume contracted in that area. So if we kind of get through that, there's a good chance that we can make our way back down here. So just seeing if we have any sellers stepping in. Watching here on the ES as well, kind of capped off at that 47.84 level for the time being. Can actually get more information about the trade that we're following here based on the ES, since NQ just seems to be following the ES for now. Watch and see if they're kind of bidding up these 83s or not in the ES. Yeah, right now pretty strong to the bid side. Volume shelf goes all the way up here to about 60 on the NQ. Hey, Rip, we are the double deviation expected low on the day. Okay, good to know. I might kill the trade here. Take it off early. Watching here across the board. Feel like I'm kind of moving in slow motion right now, too. Like my thoughts are processing at a much slower rate than usual. So probably not, at least I'm not using all that much size, but yeah, definitely processing things a little bit slower than usual here. Let's see here at the 60s, whether or not this is going to be pushing up. We're right at the top extension of this volume shelf here. Cockadoodle. Good to see you, Rooster. Good to see you. Yeah, we're going. They're stopped right out. I was gonna say I'm gonna close that, but it just nicked my stop right there. So we got swept out at the very top of that candle there. Those market makers, they know exactly where you're placed. So that's gonna put us a little bit red on the day here. That's gonna put us at negative 286 on the day there. So taking two back-to-back losses there on those trades, getting caught in that grind to the top side. I want to wait now until the market opens until we take our next trade here. So down on one account and positive green in the other one. Call it a day. Go back to bed. Hope you feel better. Yeah, we'll see. I want to see if we can definitely find a trade here off the open. I think we should be able to. It's a shame that we keep getting kind of caught in these grinds though to the top side. Do a giveaway, Rips? We'll do a giveaway on Friday. How about that? Yeah, we'll definitely do one on Friday. This month, we'll be giving away some more Top Step Combines as well. So you want to be tuning in for that. So I do want to see now to the top side, kind of where I'm looking for if we're going to have confirmation that the market's just going to continue to grind higher. I'm looking for confirmation above 70s and 80s here. If it is weak above this, there is a good chance we could find a leg lower here. Switch to the 15-second. Wow, that's gonna be a wild one. Rip's got 6 because it's been rainy. Oh my goodness. Stop surfing in rainwater. That's how you get sick. Yeah, gotta be careful surfing in that rainwater. Looking at those 940s for short entry at the market open. Yeah, that's we get all the way up to 940. That could be wild. That would be a nice short entry if we have that. Have I tried the 1 second time frame? No, I haven't. I haven't tried the 1 second. That would be a new one for me personally. All right, let's see here what we actually have on the table. Going over to trading view, we do have a nice 15-minute order block here. Let's draw that. Get that to the top of the wick right there. And that's going to be our bearish order block. So we have that. And then we have a nice order block down here as well. That's going to be our bullish order block. There we go. Alrighty, so we do have kind of the range that we're looking for here. We do have a big old gap here, missing liquidity right here. We'll make that an efficiency. So we would like to see that kind of tickle and tag up into that area here. I would like to see as well what the retracement is at the top of that wick down to here. So we'd be looking up to somewhere in the 950s, 941, somewhere betwixt 941 and 974 if we actually get up that high. So that's something we'd also be watching there for. New Year's resolution, get profits and walk away. There you go. One second is a crazy roller coaster ride. Yeah, yes, indeed. So we shall see here if we have kind of weakness up at these 60s. If we have that weakness coming back down, testing those 40s. And then off the open here, again, if we can have enough people that are jumping in, buying this market here, it's a good chance that we could have a huge excursion here to the top side, pushing up towards that 974 area. Feliz 24, que la fuerza, la salud y el money nos acompañen. Yes, I agree. Rips of Psychology webinar is probably the best content I've watched in 2023. Very helpful. Thanks a lot. Hey, there you go. Thank you, Kana. Appreciate that. The market is after your stops. They hit you by the tick in reverse. Nah, no. No, generally people put stops in areas where everybody else is putting stops. And so that's what it feels like where the market makers are targeting you. So pushing back above 65 here. Looking here above 65. Seeing if we're going to kind of meander up to the top side here. Curious if anybody has any trades on to the long side here. Any news coming out this morning? That's a good question. We do have at 9:45, we are going to have a release of the December final manufacturing PMI. And then at 10 a.m., we do have the November construction spending numbers. Those are both lagging in the rear. And I don't think the Fed is going to be paying too much attention to those data points. Long from 40, small size. So there you go, condo. In a buy from 826. Let's see here. Wow, that's a fantastic entry. My goodness. But yeah, the only news that's going to be coming out, wow, 60.5. Very nice. Great trading, everybody. Very, very nice. Yeah, the only thing that I think will stir a lot of volatility today, potentially, is the 3 and 6 month bill auction. That's pretty much it. Those are the only things that I can see stirring up some volatility here. Just waiting for the open. Very nice. Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea to wait for the open. It is coming in 10 short minutes here. I think I might take a little break and make some tea to have before the open here. And little tea, little bathroom break because we are kind of grinding higher here. And I'll be back in probably like 2 minutes. All right, 2 minutes, folks. I'll be right back with you. And we're back. Looking for a short off NQ today. We can push or reject 900 and 904 and 3/4. Yeah, I could see that. Definitely see that here. We are still grinding higher here. We are still definitely pushing up on this. Liquidity stepping in pre 925 here. Get that metric leaf on. Morning, Anthony. Good morning. Good morning. Inefficiency because it's overnight. I subscribe, and I'm incredibly grateful for the immense knowledge base being shared. Everyone else should too. Thank you there, Travis. We are pushing up here. Definitely squeezing to the long side now. Kind of want to pop on board here, but I'm looking for a break above 77.5. Let's see if we can actually get a tag of that area, a little pullback, and then potentially go long here, because things are starting to shape up here to the long side. We are about 1 minute away from that 925 liquidity injection as well. So keeping an eye out for that. Yeah, this thing is really starting to squeeze here. Definitely getting a lot of push up to the north side. Watching here. Over 77.5, this thing can get pretty squeezy up towards 87.25. So that's kind of the level that I'm watching here. If they're able to. I'm going to try a long here, actually. Flipping it over to Ninja Trader here. Got to bring that down. So we are about 30 seconds away from that 925 liquidity coming in. And it came in early to the downside. Let's see if they can actually hold this, though. If we can hold 70s, then there's a chance that we can blow out 77s. How do you get real-time charting on TradingView? It's just futures data. I'm going to close that. Jeez Louise. Getting rocked right now. Jeez Louise. All right, we'll wait for the open. We'll wait for the open. That's going to put us down 989 on the day. We will wait for the open. Getting just rocked right now. My goodness. That was crazy. That was the 925 liquidity here. All right. Let's see if we if we can take a nice trade without getting our face ripped off by that there. That was an insane flush. That was just terrible timing. I wanted to wait for a pullback to 925, but I thought we would have got a up jump there on 925. So we'll be patient here. Morning, Ribs. Happy New Year. Good to see you there, Wotes. Yeah, we'll have to see here off the open whether or not we can get that push back above 77. If we don't, we can definitely be looking at taking this thing short here. Scroll this back. There we go. Fix our charts. There we have it. Kind of got seduced in taking trades here also, although when trading alone, I wouldn't do it. Looking forward to the free reset. Oh, no. All right, so let's see here. As we're holding these 70s, we do have 3.5 minutes here till the open. See if we can take a couple good trades here, a couple good setups, and then probably call it a day early here. See if we can trade all the way through 10 a.m. But yeah, this is some rocky liquidity coming in here. Bart needs over 79 and back to 32. Boy, that would be a wild move, wouldn't it? We are now within 3 minutes, folks. 3 minutes of the market open here. 3 minutes until the party gets started. Make sure you are calm, cool, and collected here. If we're looking just alone at the Mag 7 here, Apple is looking tremendously weak. SPY is looking very weak on this bounce here. So big picture, it is looking like it does want to meander to the short side here. So let's see if we can find ourselves any trade here off the open. Definitely very low liquidity here in the NQ for now. I don't even trade. I just use Rip's voice for meditation. Yeah, big flash down to the downside there. Coming in some sellers. Let's see if we can break below these 60s. Apple is off a cliff here. Tesla's still not holding above 251. Kind of wrestling around that area here. Watching here at these 60s. Seeing if we have this breakdown. And we could have a sweep of liquidity here right on the open. We are 2 minutes now from the open here. I want to try to time this appropriately because we can have a sweep of liquidity right off the open, given that this is going to be when the fire hose turns on for the first trades of 2024. So we'll definitely want to be cautious in our approach here. We're going to use a 60 tick stop here and try to layer into the trade if we do see something here that we want to take off the open. So 90 seconds, folks, 90 seconds. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great trading day today. Good luck out there. Trade smart, trade within your plan. And let's see if we can get some alpha pulled out of this market. Apple's off a cliff here, by the way. Apple completely off a cliff here. We are within 1 minute now. 1 minute. Yeah, VWAP is at 922. I have the 830 VWAP down at the 50s here. Apple is just completely off a cliff here. Selling pretty tremendously hard. 30 seconds, folks. 30 seconds. Good luck, everybody. I hope everybody has a fantastic trading day ahead. Hope everybody kills it out there. Fifteen seconds. Apple's still off a cliff here. Markets are open. Heavy to the sell side here. And push right back up. Still no trades. Just watching this here. Seeing if it's going to hold these 50s and 60s. Apple straight back up. Big green candle from Microsoft as well. SPY is pushing back above the VWAP. Wow, this is some insane liquidity that's coming in here. Very whippy, very wild. No trades yet. Tesla's coming down just a touch there. We do have data coming out here in 15 minutes. A lot of orders are coming into the market right now. And these algorithms are just trying to sort through all of these orders right now. $87.25 is that topside level where I'd like to see some weakness if we do tap up into that level. Aaron corners long. Good luck there, Aaron. Good luck, good luck. Tesla is kind of waffling about. Microsoft very, very strong here. A very big rejection there on that downside pull down to the 40s there. But it's still a little bit too precarious for me to jump in here. It's price action's a touch dubious. Nvidia's to the south side here. Microsoft, Meta strong. Apple slightly strong. Google a little bit strong. SPY is just wrestling with the VWAP here to the north side. I'd like to see some exhaustion here to the top side. Microsoft, a little bit of weakness here. Still showing a touch weakness. SPY through the VWAP a little bit stronger. Let's look at the E-mini here. S&P pushing up towards those 4790s. NQ definitely weaker than the S&P here. I'm going to try a short here on the NQ. I want to see this weak below 55. SPY is rejecting a little bit as well. For week through 53, I want to add into this. Just watching here if we have weakness towards the 70s. SPY's trying to push up, but having some trouble. Adding a second lot here. A little bit of lag there on that second lot add. Looking for this 50 pull down to the downside. Adding into that for this 50 pull. Beautiful flush there. Covering 3. Moving my stop just above break even here because I want to see without a bounce. Pretty tight at 49, but let's see if we can hold this. I want to see this weak below 40s here. You can remember we had that player right at the 40s. We might just get stopped out here. Stopped out there. So it gives us a little profit back there. So we were down 900. That brings us back up to only down 385 now. It's about a $600 trade there. Could have moved our stop a little less tight there on that one. So testing these 40s now to the downside. Nice trade regardless, though. Not seeing the confluence I really want to see. We had Microsoft coming off of a cliff there. Watching for some more downside pain here. My stop might have been a little bit too tight. I'm going to add back in here short. Looking for these 40s to give out now. Adding into that, looking for this 30 pull. Nice below the 30s there. Beautiful. Covering 3. Beautiful pull to the downside here. Taking off one more. Looking for this deeper flush now. We're right at the top of that bullish order block, so I want to be conscious of that. Beautiful pull through 25 here. I'll move my stop a little, and stopped out there. All right, so does that put us in the green yet? Almost. We're down 12 bucks on the day. So nice recovery there. Anybody else out there in YouTube or Discord land catching anything similar to what I'm taking here? Just getting some nice momentum scalps here off the open. It's a little bit tricky dealing with the divergence right now. We have divergence pretty much across the board. S&P is not as weak. Russell's super strong. Dow is strong. So we have some divergence right now. Makes it a little bit more difficult to trade. Here's the order block is on the 15-minute time frame there. Christian asked there in the Discord. So a little push back up, but it is still looking a little bit weak here. OPEC Plus is planning a monitoring meeting in early February is the latest news out. So watching for this. We do have news out in 9 minutes here. 30s are looking weak again. Below 23 is curtains for the NQ here. Microsoft off a cliff. If Apple would join the party alongside Nvidia and Microsoft here going off a cliff, we would really see that downside pressure. Nvidia and Microsoft are really carrying the NQ to the downside right now. So watching this 30 area again. If we have weakness from SPY as well. Taking that short here, one lot. Beautiful pull. We have that 25 3/4 target here. Watching this retest of 25s. Looking for a retest of if it goes back up to 30 or so. Actually, I moved my stop tight. 31. Watching here for this downside pull through 24. Beautiful through the 20s now. Taking that off. Beautiful. So that'll actually put us in the profit on the day now. That puts us up 143 in the profit there. Very, very nice. So turning around our red day on some beautiful scalps there to the downside. Very, very nice move there. How's everybody doing out there? If you're having a good time, if you're enjoying the stream, go ahead and drop some W's in the chat here. Of course, make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you are subscribed to the stream. Very, very nice. Nice done for the day. Very, very nice. Seeing some W's in the chat there. Great. So this is the area that we're now watching here. We're into this bullish order block. But if we actually see this excitement pick up below this 23 level, we could see a nice flush. We are seeing SPY starting to reject as well. Oh, wow. We missed that big pull right below. Watching here if we get any kind of jump up, back up to the 10s. Taking that short, one lot here. Watching for this break of 800 now. We might get this bounce at 800. There's going to be some covers at 800. We're watching for that. Adding into that, because this is not, they're not covering 800s here. I want to see this push below 95s. Watching closely. Watching for this weakness rate below 800 here. Watching very closely here. So they're trying to pull this through the 95s now. There we go. Covering that right there. So that's going to put us at 252 now on the day. There's that weakness that I wanted, like right at the 95s, but it's just a little bit too hairy here. So watching. JD up 1,200 bucks. Very, very nice. There's that pull I was looking for. So we have room all the way down to 60 here. Watching. Get through the 80s. Nice unwind here. Watching here the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I wanted that stronger pull, that instant resolution rate below 800. We didn't get that right away. So watching to see if we get a retest of that 800 to the top side here. Trying that short again at the 90s. 90s are still a little bit weak. Just one lot. Watching for this pull through the 80s. Target is 60s to the downside. Watching through the 80s here. Some buyers right there at the 80s. Three minutes until the data print comes out. Adding into that for this push through the 80s. Covering that there because they're not blowing through the 80s just yet. So adding a little bit more, that brings us up to 409. Still just scalping around here. Our target here is 760. I want to really see what happens. This is just getting too close to having that newsprint come out. So that's kind of where I'm watching. Also dealing with being Sick here is making my processing power much slower. Trying to read this tape as best as I can, but being sick, I can definitely feel it in my head. It's a little bit difficult to read as well as I usually do. So we got that push down towards 65 now. Took the short too. It felt scary. How do you know that there's buyers at the 80s? Yeah, we're just watching the tape here. So watching again here at the 70s. And it's kind of like risking for just a 10 handle pull here. But we do have, I mean, we have so much downside below those 60s. Yeah, we're within 90 seconds of that newsprint, so I kind of want to hold off for now. So watching here. Can you see buyers in Bookmap? Yeah, I can see everything in Bookmap. I see the entire market depth here. But yeah, this is our trades here to the downside. Could have been much more clean. Trading, for you folks who've never traded with a cold before, it's not fun. It's just not fun. It is not fun trading with a cold. All right, we had a little pushback up towards the 80s. Trading sick can be painful. Yep. It is very painful. When is the fire drill on Top Step? It's going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be tomorrow. I traded with the flu, blew a PA. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, we did nice in one of our XFAs and then not so nice in the other one. In the other one, we were trading the pre-market and just had the wrong reads on the market. It felt like a short, but not before they were going to grind it first. That's kind of the theme of the day here. They're going to send it lower, but not before we grind higher. And that's what we got caught in off the pre-market there. You know, it looked wonky to me, but you know, all it takes is one player to artificially inflate that, and that's all they did. Was they're just holding it up. 47.9 is the S&P PMI manufacturing. The estimation was 48.4. Next data print coming out here at 10. Market is selling on that news. Watching here at the 70s now. If we have a break of 70s, we only have the 60 and a half. So kind of want to be sitting on my hands here, even though we might get that quick snap. I don't think it's worth the risk of a potential 20 handle bounce. So happen to be wrong about that, but I just don't like the risk reward here. So there's your pull below 70, but you can see, you know, there's a lot of folks who are stepping in there. You know, look at the book map. Look at that. We have a lot of players stepping in there. Doesn't mean we can't go lower, but it just makes it difficult to hold a significant size in a trade like this. So let's see if we have any opportunities. We finally have Tesla coming back down and respecting those numbers that came out, those garbage delivery numbers that came out. Oh no, did my book map? Okay, I thought my book map froze. So there you go. There's a little up jump, the boogie there at 65. And again, this makes the short a little bit harder. So I just want to see if we can actually get down to 60 and a half. If we get down to 60 and a half and we can hold that there, we might be looking at a potential bounce set back up to 823 and a quarter. And that's what we'll have on deck here. And keep in mind, the news is coming out at 10 a.m. That's going to be in less than 15 minutes. And that one should affect the market a little bit more than what we just saw on the PMI. But that is the construction spending for November. Slightly should affect the markets. But the big one of the day is going to be that 3 and 6 month bill auction that is due out at 11:30 today. Inkbody says, great job, Rips. How are we all doing out there, folks? If you guys are green, if you guys and gals out there, or if you're green on the day, go ahead and drop a W in the chat. Let's see. Can we get a round of applause going there? Anybody green on the day? Do we have W's in the chat here? Wow, up 1,800. Way to go, Rooster. Hey, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Nice work, everyone. Nice job. Wow, up 2K. Look at that. Wow, very nice. Went from negative to positive. Hey, you and me both. Love to see that. Pound it right here. Nice job. There you go. Up 2,200, up 625, up 788. Wow, look at that. I love to see that, folks. Up 225 because of the stream. Thanks, man. Hey, thank you, Michael. How about that?
That's what we call a sack lunch. Nom, 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 nom.
That one always gets me every single time. Ukondo's up 1085. Very, very nice. Been training for years, Rip, but I feel like you've upped my game, changed my mindset. Hey, thanks, Travis. Really appreciate that. Yeah, we definitely started the day in the red, but market open gave us some nice opportunities here. Spread our risk between two of our XFA accounts. When we get to the end of this stream here, we'll definitely show those with full transparency, because a lot of folks out there really scared to show their transparent trades. You're going to lose, folks. You're going to trade. You're going to lose. Welcome to trading. If I only showed you winners, there's no value in that. Okay, coming up to 60.5 here. Coming up to 60.5. Flushing right through that level. Okay, so SPY is getting to get really speedy if we continue through this. I want to see sort of a retest back up towards 60. Can we get that retest? Wow, 50s are showing a little bit of resistance here, but not much. We don't have a lot of resistance between 760.5 all the way down to 667 here. So watching here at the 50s. Watching. There's a lot of folks that are covering here right at the 50s. This is definitely a precarious scenario here. I might just want to be hands off again. That was a quick rip right through 60.5. It didn't even hesitate for a moment there. And again, looking for a wrestling at these 50s. A little bounce up. I'm going to take that short again. Keep my stop pretty tight here. Taking one lot short. Watching for this now to blow through the 40s here. 43, a little bit of a resistance. We're still hammering to the downside. SPY's just broken a big key level here as well. So we should see weakness here below the 40s. Very, very nice here. Watching 35. Can we get a little bit of a bounce up towards 40? Not a big one. Don't want to see a big one. Don't want to see it back up through 50. Adding a second lot for this break back below 40. Very nice here. Covering that ad. Moving our stop down. Protecting our profits. So seeing if we get this blow through 35 now. Stopped out there. So that's going to add some more coin to our total there. Going to put us up 595 there on the day. Just scalping to the downside here. Trying to play these key levels and be patient. So turn it around from being down $1,000 to up 600. Very nice turnaround there. Coming back down here. Nice work there, Luna. Making it happen. Yeah, SPY breaking a key level here. Just ran our stop a little bit too tight on that one. Beautiful way to start our year, I'll tell you what. Beautiful, beautiful way to start our year. 10 minutes until that data prints, and then I feel like garbage. I'm going to be honest with you folks. I feel like hot garbage right now. I feel terrible. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. I feel like hot garbage right now. I'm trying my best to keep things light and happy, and I got to be honest with you folks. I feel like hot garbage. You know when you keep getting sicker and sicker, and you just man, I just feel like hot garbage. Oh man. On the right side of this move past the eval, nice work there, Poppable. So this is the kind of bounce you want to be scared of, right? When you're taking these trades, this is why you trail your stops. You want to be wary of these types of bounces, unless you have a bigger picture trade on smaller size, because this is usually this is where you can get into a lot of trouble and get back profits. John says, good luck, Rips. If it's what's going around, you have 2 to 3 days of feeling terrible. So sorry. I hope not. Hopefully I can fight through this. I have a pretty good immune system. I mean, I rarely get sick. I mean, the last time I was sick was like 3 years ago. So I'm very, very lucky. I have very blessed in that sense. So hopefully we'll beat it. Up 4K today and pass the combine. Thanks, Rips. Hey, there you go. Awesome. Sorry you're sick, Surfer Girl. First day, what time do you usually trade live until? So this is a question from the Discord. Usually, I'll probably finish streaming on YouTube around 10, and then we do at least about 30 minutes there in the Discord for a little wrap session. Might be a little bit shorter today just because I'm not feeling so hot, so we'll have to see there. Hope you can still make the top step appearance. I'm so looking forward to that. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to communicate with them. I mean, I also have a dentist appointment tomorrow. I don't want to get my dentist sick, so we'll have to see if I'm feeling any better. I'm going to try to take some crazy naps today, get a whole bunch of rest, drink a lot of liquids, and Hopefully I'll be back in top form tomorrow. It'd be so great. If I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to be so energetic on this stream. It's going to be the most energetic stream of 2024. I promise you. Drink some whiskey. Oh goodness. Yeah, I actually, you know what's funny is I don't even drink alcohol, believe it or not. I don't drink any alcohol. I like to live a nice, clean and pure, healthy, happy life. If I wake up tomorrow. No, if I wake up feeling better tomorrow. Sorry. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when you're sick. You don't have control of your own thoughts. Whiskey does help. Yeah, sure. I'm sure it does. Yeah, definitely. Spicy foods, napalm for the soul, burn the bugs out of the system. Yeah, definitely going to do some cayenne pepper, some ginger, some garlic, some orange juice, all that stuff. Stream delay about 5 seconds. Yeah, it depends. So you can see right here. This is your delay. It's 9:53 and 34 seconds. Right there. That's how you can see what the time is. That is the exact market time. Ate a few one chips. One chips? I've never. Oh, geez. Yeah, those things. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, thank you. Oh goodness. Pho will hit the spot. Yeah, I could go for some pho for sure. For sure. See, this is what happens when you're sick. You get loopy like this. Well, coming back down here, testing these lows again, 35. We are about 5 minutes from the next news release, so I kind of want to be hands off. And I'm very happy with our recovery, up 595 on the day. Started the day off super strong, up $2,000. Gave that all back, and a little bit more, was down about $1,000. So we lost $2,800 on our other account. But then, hey, we turned up the jets, and then we took our other account that was up $1,900, and we brought that one up to $3,500. So hey, how about that? I'm happy about that. No harm, no foul there. Is it pho or pho? I say it pho. Maybe some of my Vietnamese friends in here can correct me. I believe it's pronounced pho. Any New Year's resolutions on trading? To be better and better every single day. To be 1% better every single day. That's my ongoing goal for the year. To be 1% better every single day. That was strange. Not sure what I did, but I was short with a target and it hit, but reversed the trade. Ended up losing a small amount on a profitable trade. Had to hotkey quit the trade that I'm glad I programmed in. Still profitable. It stinks to lose on a good trade. Weird stuff. Think I'll reboot everything and quit for the day. Up 750. Hey, there you go, Angus. Well done. $750. Yeah, it is indeed pho. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. Pho, not faux. I've heard people say pho and I go, that's not it. It's pho. Thanks. Just passed the top step combine today. Hey, give it up for Joel DA here in the YouTube chat. Look at these equities straight off a cliff here. Quite the downside move here. And boy, we did not capitalize on it as best we could have. I definitely could have traded this a lot better. But hey, there's plenty of time for me to journal after get off stream here. Josh says, I lost my PA on Apex. Sucks. I'm sorry about that, Josh. The thing that makes it very difficult about trading on Apex versus trading on Top Step is that you can be green in a position and then it can come back down to zero and you're just break even on the trade. It's very difficult to not be scalpy with Apex accounts unless you're deep in the profit on those things. One of my New Year's resolutions has just been checked. I passed a 50K. Wow, there you go. Give it up for Caesar, folks. Love the channel rips for that limited time 7-day trial that MC. Does that also provide access to the webinar archive? Yes, you get full access to everything during those 7 days. And the whole reason why is because I want to make sure that if you're going to commit to joining us for longer than 7 days, I want to make sure that it's a good fit for you as a trader. You know, I don't make any promises that you're going to come into Market Clubhouse and all of a sudden you're going to learn how to trade or anything. But what we do have is a very strong community. Wow, look at this flush here. A very strong community, some great folks in here, and we are continuing to grow day by day. And yeah, there's some great educational stuff. I was planning on doing a webinar this week, but based on, you know, how sick I'm feeling right now, I'm going to push that to next week, and that'll be a lot of fun. We are coming down lower here. A lot of red across the board here. Hats off to anybody who's holding through this. I mean, by golly, if we would have just held our original trade all the way off the open there, oh my goodness gracious. How much is it a month for Clubhouse? $175 a month, $500 for a quarter. And that's, or you can, if you want to do it week by week, $75 a week. But yeah, you come in and check it out for $7 and you see if it's a good fit for you. I want to make sure that you enjoy it. And during those 7 days, you know, you can do whatever you want. You can watch every single webinar under the sun and come in for that week and then just kick on right out, you know. Hop on a circus ride, Apex 80% off. There you go. King says, best $7 I've paid thus far. Hey, there you go. Love that. And if you only come in for a week for $7, hey, hats off to you. Come in, hang out for a week, and that's it, you know? Don't have to, it's not a big deal, you know? Come in, check it out, hang out. If it's your cup of tea, more power to you. Thanks. Wish you could invest in YouTubers. I'd go long on MC and Rips. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, man. I lost my PA also, Chris Daly. I'm sorry to hear that, Chris. Wow, back in the positive. Give it up for Luna in the Discord there. Way to go. Passed my combine last week and still waiting for Top Step to get me my XFA. It should be today, OSD. They should send that to you today. Did you pay for the lifetime fee? If you paid for the lifetime fee, then you're good to go. Wow, look at this bounce now. We do have that data coming out in 90 seconds here, folks. 90 seconds. They usually do it within 24 hours. But it's been a holiday week. I'm still waiting for them to deliver my contest winners who won the holiday giveaway for the 3 free combines. I'm still waiting for them to deliver. They have a backlog right now, so I'm still waiting on my winners to get their combines. So it'll happen. It'll happen. Just have patience. Is the lifetime fee just for each account? Yeah. So if you pass a 150K, 100K, or 50K account, the lifetime fee is $149, and that's all it is. You never have to pay it again, and you don't have to trade every day. You can trade whenever you want. It's a great deal. All righty, here comes the spending numbers in less than a minute. I just feel so bad right now. My goodness, I feel terrible. It's just getting worse. I'm like drowsy, a little bit loopy, kind of out of it. I passed 2 Apex evals and I don't even want to trade them. Yeah, smart, very smart. That's how I feel about them. Everybody's different though. If you like them, you like them. Everybody's got a different cup of tea, but that's just how I feel. The Dow is down 0.2%. Yeah, NASDAQ's down 1.57%. My goodness. Nasty Nas. Quit or keep trying, and either option, forget about the accounts you blew. It's better than blowing that many personal accounts. Yeah, I'll tell you that. If you're blowing these accounts that you're funded with, or it's so much cheaper than blowing your own money. You got to think about the silver lining there. No offense, but you sound tired and bad today. No, none taken. I feel awful. I feel terrible. I should sound, no offense taken. And I'm trying my best to provide as much quality here. So construction spending is at 0.4% versus a 0.5%. Market seems to like that. Look at this. It's 10 a.m. liquidity coming in too. Big bounce there across the board. Anybody catch that long? I think somebody caught that long, right? Is the Russie back up? Oh my goodness, look at the Russell. Holy smokes, this is the Russell right now. Wow. Boy, that looks like would have caused you a little bit of whiplash this morning. My goodness. So that's the Russell. That's the S&P is back at the opening. Oh my goodness gracious. And look at this. NQ is back to business here. Long at 50 and a quarter. Hey, nice work there, T-Hacker. Very, very nice. Alrighty, folks. Well, it is 10 o'clock in the morning here. I am going to wrap up the YouTube stream, but if you're here in the Discord, don't go anywhere. I will try to keep the stream going there for at least 30 more minutes or so. But I'm feeling like garbage. So I'll catch you folks hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully I'm feeling better here tomorrow on YouTube. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. Oh, and for full transparency, I almost forgot here. Don't let me leave without doing this. Let me, because I always want to be, very transparent on what we do here, because there's just no transparency out there in the world of trading, unfortunately. But here's our lay of the land. So we have Express Funded account up $3,400 in one and down $2,800 in the other. So that's where we're sitting there on the day. That is what creates that profit rate there of the 595 there. So that's how we're resting on the day. And I'm very happy about our performance. We had some great trades to the downside. Obviously could have made way more money on that huge flush, but I'm feeling a little kooky here because I'm sick. So hopefully tomorrow is a better day. And we'll be back here tomorrow bright and early. You'll catch the stream here at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So I hope to see all of you folks here at 8 a.m. sharp. Take care, everybody, and I will see you all tomorrow. Discord folks, don't go anywhere. I'll see you guys tomorrow.